be able to be here with my brother priest to offer this Mass. I thought maybe we might begin leaving a little background about this man we honor today, the venerable servant of God, Archbishop Fulton Sheen. Maybe to best summarize his adult life, Fulton Sheen was the first rock star priest of the 20th century. In fact, he may have really been the only rock star priest in history. Just imagine if Justin Bieber were a priest, or maybe better, imagine if Stephen Mercury were Justin Bieber. In fact, if you look at haircut, he almost looked like Justin Bieber. That, I'm not exaggerating, that is how the public kind of worship, honor Father, and eventually Bishop Fulton Sheen. When he traveled on his world tour of Australia, they would line the streets. Women would scream out his name and faint at the beginning of his masses. That made me a little carried away. But really, millions of people would turn out to hear him, to pray with him. He really was a TV star. He was nominated on multiple occasions for Emmy Awards. Once even won. Imagine a Catholic priest on prime-time television winning the Emmy Award for outstanding TV personality. He hung out with the greatest of those early TV stars, Lucille Ball, Frank Sinatra, Milton Berle. These were his peers. These were people he hung out with. He would have dinner, go on vacation with Hollywood movie stars. These were the people he ran with. And he also hung out with the poor. He would also talk to taxi cab drivers and waitresses. In fact, Fulton Sheen would talk to anyone that would listen to him share the good news of Jesus Christ. In everything he said and did, from his early days right up until his death, Fulton Sheen was a missionary. And he reminded all of us that by our baptism, we are all called to be missionaries. Because you have been baptized into the life of Jesus Christ, you have a commission from Jesus to share that good news with the world. Fulton Sheen traveled the world doing just that. He was truly a missionary, going to every corner of the globe to bring others to Christ. He was a prolific writer, a brilliant speaker. He made millions of dollars. And he gave it all away to serve the poor and to spread the good news of the gospel. He died in a simple apartment in New York City in winter of 1979. The whole adventure of Fulton Sheen's life began right here. Right here in Central Illinois. He was born in El Paso. My car ride today, 45 minutes just up the road. But when he was a very young boy, his parents made the commitment, made the sacrifice to move the family in from the country into the bustling city of Peoria, so that Fulton Sheen could do what you're doing. So that Fulton Sheen and his brothers could attend Catholic schools. And it was in the grade school at the cathedral, St. Mary's Grade School. It was at this high school, Spalding Institute, that Fulton Sheen was formed in the faith and learned those life lessons that would eventually make him a star. He would eventually be prayed, like making a saint. And I think one of the first things he learned from his Catholic school experience was his great love of learning. Fulton Sheen was a voracious student. He loved learning every subject. He was even good at math, a subject that totally escapes me. He was, as I think you know, the valedictorian of his class 100 years ago. And it was that love of learning that Fulton Sheen took with him for the rest of his life. In fact, he could have gone on to be a brilliant scholar. all learn. For too many people, their Catholic school education ends maybe when they leave Catholic grade school. Maybe confirmation becomes a graduation from CCD. God forbid, when you leave Notre Dame, your last theological discussion would be in Sister Sarah's class. Fulton Sheen reminds us that God, who is beyond our understanding, wants us to always ask those deep questions of life. Question your faith. Question the church. And then never give up. Long to find that answer. Who is Jesus Christ? Fulton Sheen also had a tremendous love life, a great friendship with Our Lady. He was baptized in St. Mary's Church in El Paso. He grew up in St. Mary's Cathedral. He was ordained a priest in St. Mary's Cathedral. On the day of his baptism, his mother consecrated him to the Blessed Virgin. And he renewed that consecration himself on the day of his ordination. You all should be very proud to go to this great high school. But not because it bears a nominal resemblance to another Catholic school in northern Indiana. You should be proud to go to this high school not just because of its winning sports teams, excellent academics. You should be proud to go to this high school because this is Notre Dame High School. I am sure that Father Holloman and Father Marquette were great and holy priests. Bishop Schwarman is one of my personal heroes in the Diocese of Peoria, and it's a geographical fact. There is a Catholic high school centrally located in Bloomington. But this high school, your high school, is Our Lady's high school. Like Fulton Sheen, you are called to be the sons and daughters of Mary. This is not just a name, but an invitation to allow Mary, the Mother of God, to be your mother. To console you in those dark times of life. To be your strength and your courage when you are afraid. Our Lady will be for you what she was for Fulton Sheen. Our Lady will teach you how to be a disciple of her Son. To stand up and be courageous, even when everyone else should leave. Our Lady was faithful at the foot of the cross. Our Lady will teach you to be faithful. And you have to carry the crosses of your own life. As we heard in our opening prayer, Our Lady gathered the apostles together when they were afraid, and she taught them how to pray. That lovely lady dressed in blue taught Fulton Sheen how to pray. She will teach you how to pray. And that may be the most enduring legacy from Fulton Sheen's days as a Catholic school student here in Peoria. Through his love of Our Lady led him to love her Son, Jesus. Fulton Sheen said there was never a time in his life that he didn't want to be a priest. From his early days as a grade school student, as an altar server at the cathedral, and as a high school student, Fulton Sheen was attentive to the stirrings of the Holy Spirit in his heart. And he desired to be who it was that God called him to be. And by listening to the Spirit, by growing in love for the Son of God, Fulton Sheen could respond. He grew every day in his life of prayer. Not long after Fulton Sheen left Spalding, Fulton Sheen was not much older than any of you here, he heard a story of a young girl in China who was martyred, a 10-year-old girl, murdered by the military because she was trying to reverence Jesus said to himself, if this little girl could love Jesus in the Eucharist so much that she would suffer and die for the Eucharist, how can I not do as much? And for the time that Fulton Sheen was basically your age, he made a commitment to spend 1 hour every day in silent prayer in the presence of Jesus in the tabernacle. You guys know what it's like to be busy. Finals are around the corner. Spring sports are heating up, the weather qualities. I know what it's like to be a busy priest, a senior and father. You're busy. Fulton Sheen would work 18 hours a day. He traveled across the world, and he never failed to spend that 1 hour a day in prayer before the tabernacle. It was that time before Jesus truly present in the tabernacle that became the dynamo that gave Fulton Sheen that inner energy to be busy. It was the silent time for Jesus in the tabernacle that made Fulton Sheen such an eloquent speaker. It was the time for the tabernacle that made Fulton Sheen holy. You know, our devotion to the saints can actually be rather difficult. It can have its own burdens. If we only think of the saints, plaster statues, images, and stained glass windows, the saints become remote to us. It's hard to relate to a stained glass window. But the truth is, the saints want to be our friends. They want to teach us to pray. They want to help us to get where they are now. That's why, what a gift it would be for this church to declare Fulton Sheen one of our own, a blessed and a saint. Because if he can get there, there's a chance for you and I to get there. So we can look to Fulton Sheen as one of your brother alums. He will help you to know Jesus. He will lead you